Hey guys, it's Moody here, and today I have a battle against Giancarlo, and he asked me on Twitter yesterday to battle, and I'm like, you guys gave me a ton of new Pokemon to use, and I decided to put some of them to use. Like, for instance, I have Defog Scissor from Nick, I have a Manectric and a Nidoking and a Melodic then that someone gave to me, so I'm like, I really want to make use of these Pokemon, so I'm going to bring them. Even though they're not, like, in the OU tier, I think that I have some, like, okay synergy with this team. I mean, I have my Tyranitar right now for Stealth Rocks. I mean, I thought he was going to lead off with Mamoswine to set up his Stealth Rocks, but I figured that Tyranitar can, like, I know Tyranitars can live in Earthquake from a Mamoswine, so I wasn't, like, too scared about him leading off with Mamoswine because I was also concerned with setting up Stealth Rocks. But then at the same time, I do have my Defog Scissor, and at that point I figured it wasn't in my best interest to set up Stealth Rocks when I was probably going to end up defogging them away anyway. So he goes for an Earthquake. Unfortunately, he gets a crit on the first turn and takes out my Tyranitar. So right off the bat, my plan doesn't work, so I figured I was hoping that I could at least get some damage off on Mamoswine by going for Earthquake, but that didn't work. Now he sets up Stealth Rocks, and I just went for Scald to get damage on him. Luckily, I get the burn, so now he has a Mamoswine that's burned and pretty much useless. So Melodic has nothing to fear here because Melodic, as you will see throughout this match, is a bulky beast. So he goes for an Earthquake, and okay, I get he's burned, but that still doesn't do that much. After I figured here I can just recover because he's just gonna hit me with Earthquake or something. So I was better off going with Recover because he'd just die from the burn. So Melodic already off to a good start. My favorite Pokemon, if you don't already know. So now he goes into Jellicent. I'm like, this is also perfect. I'm just gonna Toxic you, and he Will-O-Wisps me, which honestly is actually, with Marvel Scale, not the worst thing in the world. I get that I'm taking residual damage, but at least I have leftovers recovery to kind of try and negate that. It does give me a Marvel Scale boost, which is going to help me out a lot because he does have a lot of physical Pokemon. So I definitely need to keep Melodic around, so I'm going to switch out and I'm going to go into my Scizor. Here I figured I was going to have to sack Scizor in terms of he was going to Will-O-Wisp me, so I decided I'm sacking Scizor to a burn here because I do need to get Defog off so my Talonflame can come in nicely and pretty much all my other Pokemon just to avoid getting Stealth Rocks. So I had to do this basically. It's not, like, obviously it wouldn't really make sense unless I explained it, but I felt like it was worth it for me to sack Scizor to a burn and get the rocks off my side of the field and then keep Scizor around, honestly, especially because I do have other priority Pokemon if I really needed them. So he has a Poison Jellicent. I'm like, alright, I can go into Manectric, and I really don't think that he'll be able to do a lot to me with any of his attacks because he's mainly supposed to be a wall. So I decided to go into my Manectric, and I go into my Mega Form right away. I checked his team. Since Mamoswine's gone, nothing on his team resists Thunderbolt, so I'm just going straight for a Thunderbolt. As he goes into Sharpedo, I'm like, alright, Sharpedo's gonna protect. What else are you gonna do to me? Because I know you have Crunch and Waterfall. You're gonna get a speed boost off and outspeed me, and oh, Sharpedo's carry Earthquake. No way I'm living that. So that was unfortunately just a little mistake I made, but once again, I realize in my videos I do make mistakes, and I really do try and learn from them when you guys tell me. So I just want you guys to know that I do read through comments, and I try and learn from my mistakes in the best way that I can. So now I figured the best thing for me to go into now is Melodic because I'm burned. I don't think Sharpedo can set up other than try and go for speed boost, so he can crunch me. The only bad thing that can happen is that like I do here, I lose my defense, and I just decide to go for a Scald. Here, I'm more so hoping that I can just get damage off on him rather than burn. At this point, burn would be nice, but I'm not banking on it. So now that he did get the defense drop, I figured it's not in my best interest to keep Melodic in, so I'm going to go into Scizor as fodder and hope that he can kill it off with a Crunch because Steel does not resist Dark anymore. So luckily he takes Scizor out as planned because it's supposed to be a fodder, and then I can just bring Melodic in again, and Melodic can take torpedoes hits for days. I figured he was going to just keep crunching me because I know his moveset now. It's probably crunch, waterfall, and earthquake, so he has nothing to set up with, so I don't have to be scared about that. So what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to end up recovering with the burn. It does suck, but he's also life orbed and he's also trying to kill me, although I honestly thought at some point he might switch out, so I feel like me keeping on going for recovers isn't also the best thing in case for some reason he decides to switch out and what do you call it, go for some kind of other Pokemon. But I also figured that I'm just gonna go for Scald here. I mean, I could have theoretically just kept recovering, but at the same time I really didn't want to be that douchebag, you know, with Melodic, just keep recovering. So I'm at above half right now, although after burn I think I get taken down to a little bit less than half. So now he goes into his Staraptor. I thought that honestly with the burn that I could take whatever hit he has, and I live with one. I literally live with one and recover. I'm like, holy crap, Melodic, you are a beast. I get it's one hit point, but I was so stoked about this. So now he goes for Brave Bird. I'm just gonna end up going for a Scald here, mainly, you know, just in case I get a burn, because I really didn't think that I thought like Ice Beam wouldn't really do as much damage. But I'm okay, you know, I'm like okay with sacking Melodic here because now I can just bring in my Talonflame and I can priority acrobatics him and take him out. That's what my goal was. I'm like, maybe if I get a burn that's also a plus, but at the same time I know I was going to bring him down to where Talonflame can take him out. So now he goes into his Genesect, and I assumed that he was probably going to want to Thunderbolt me or Ice Beam me. I was going for Thunderbolt, but he has Extreme Speed, and I do forget that these Genesect now carry Extreme Speed now, but he is forced to switch out. And here I went for the Earth Power, hoping for the switch. It was really risky, but luckily it paid off, and Nidoking was able to get the kill on Infernape. And now that Genesect is his last Pokemon, I'm easily able to just go for a Flamethrower and take him out. And thank you, Nidoking. I freaking love you. Nidoking is honestly one of the coolest Pokemon, so you should try and use him sometime. And thanks to you guys for giving me some of these Pokemon and making me use them. Well, not making me use them, but I like using them. And if there are ever any other Pokemon you want to see me use, I can try and get a hold of them once Pokebank comes out. So, as always, I love you guys so very much and have a fantastic day.